Welcome to this new episode on Fugue improvisation. This video is basically the same as the first video 1-2 on Fugue improvisation. However, I have made the same modifications here as I did on video 1-1. In video 1-1, we always had the theme in the lowest actual sounding voice. The first entrance was in the upper voice, but as it was played alone, it was also the lowest sounding voice. So we can say that the theme has always been treated as a bass voice. However, the theme should be used in every possible voice, including a top or middle voice. We need to be able to do this for two reasons. First, the order of the entries could be different. Secondly, when all the voices are in, the theme should appear in all possible voices. We will start with a simple change. We will swap the first entries, resulting in alto soprano. So instead of soprano alto, we have alto soprano, tenor bass. The second voice, the soprano, enters. We have only the theme and the counter subject, but the counter subject is now the bass. When we have 3 and 4 voices, the theme is in the bass again. So we don't have a substantial change, and it's still very similar to everything we've done before. Things get more difficult if we want to put a voice under the subject and counter subject. To demonstrate the problem, I show you what happens when we do what we shouldn't do. We have the third voice. You remember from the first video, the third voice was making third parallels to the theme. And if we move it down an octave or two to make a bass out of it, we have sixth parallels. These are not a problem, but with the counter subject we get unprepared fourths, and fourths to the bass are a dissonance. I will demonstrate this. So we have more, and the bass remains the bass. We can add a fourth voice with basso continuo skills. There are several possibilities, but doing it in 3 voices is very fine as well. I will demonstrate nevertheless some 4 voice possibilities. Now we have several new options, notably bass, tenor, alto, soprano, and tenor, alto, soprano, bass. When the second voice enters the fugue, we might prefer our usual counter subject, as I have done so far, and not use the bass voice described here. However, this bass voice is also possible as a 2-voice model. Bach uses it in the D major fugue, BWY 850, when the second voice enters. So. I make a simple version, it could be and if I would use the counter subject instead, it would be that would have worked as well. Now we're still missing one important situation, when the bass has the counter subject. We don't really need to do this, but it's a very common situation. If we don't want to learn this, we could avoid it by putting our new voice bass, the 3-4-5-1 bass, in the bass whenever we want to have a bass under the theme. To improve, we can add diminutions. Here is one example. You could practice by playing dux comus, dux comus, dux comus endlessly. Once the fourth voice has entered, you can vary the constellation of voices as you like, and also play a dux or a comus twice in a row. For instance, like that. Technically, any order of entries is possible. However, I only use those which Bach uses regularly. These are straight down or up, so soprano, alto, tenor, bass, or up, bass, tenor, alto, soprano, or starting with the middle voices. In these later scenarios, the only limitation is that the second entrance must be a neighboring voice. So something like alto bass would be a bad start because the gap between those voices is too big. I wish you good luck.